All right, well, welcome into Barstool Breakdown. I'm here with Reed Jones, Derek from the chat, and Big Twan, or Poppy, whatever you want to call him. We just witnessed the premiere of Barstool or Surviving Barstool, a premiere that I think was longer than we anticipated, but also worth the wait. I didn't mind the length. It felt like it flew by for me. So I'll just go ahead and bring up the length of the episode. It seemed like that was a topic in group chat, like off rip. I don't think an hour and a half was too long, especially for a premiere. I probably would see like the future episodes going an hour long. And you know, the premiere, they also had to have 2 votes. So they kind of tried to give you the backstory of both tribes there. Did any of you guys have any problem with the length? Probably not. I would assume.
Hell no. I loved it. I would have watched. I would have, if they had a live stream as they're going the entire day, I would watch as much time as they could.
Yeah.
Hour and a half was great, especially the first episode. You want to get everyone's dynamics, who's who, what's what.
There was that point brought up that I think I'll just dox him. Cheapy brought up, and Cheapy said that no episode 2 preview. That's something we are accustomed to. Mm-hmm. I was surprised they didn't go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. Who gives a shit? I'm still gonna be tuned in, locked in tomorrow. Not like it matters. Shout out, Believe in Bosco, boys. Derek, how you feeling after episode 1? Your boy was on his fucking shit.
Yo, the Believe in Bosco campaign. It's been an insane year, an insane run, and he's wheeling and dealing in the Surviving Barstool thing. I mean, he's really pushing the tempo from episode 1. We'll get more into it as it goes, as we talk about who got eliminated and stuff. But I mean, once we go back into the episode, Dave talks to Rico and he's like, "Yo, there was a leak and it all comes out." It was pushing the narrative. It was,
it was Rico leaking everything to everybody, bro. He was going around because
it's really unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, and it's like you know what it is from the first 2 seconds they talk about. It's like, "Yo, do you want me the off the meds Rico or the on the meds Rico?" You get the first 5 seconds.
The fake clues. Putting the fake clues that Roan found.
Yeah.
Oh, he's running it.
We'll get into a little bit of everything. I like to get like an instant, like, I obviously know that who you're riding for, who you want to win the bag. Reed, I think if I had to put, I feel like Reed's a JJ guy because he's a Steelers guy, but I don't really know who you're pulling for. Twan's probably watching all the ladies. Got his eye on Keegs. He's locked in. So Reed, I feel like did you have a favorite going into this?
I definitely am a JJ guy through and through. Just I think a lot of people, including myself, in being a big Jersey Jerry guy, were surprised with how he played the game last year. Whether it was finding the game, cutting Dave out, this and that, like he made it. He deserved to make it to the final 3. And the only reason Will Compton won is because Will Compton won the individual challenges. So he had that.
Well, yeah, Will played
Jerry.
I think all in all last season, Will played the best game overall.
There's no denying
champion.
Yeah.
JJ, found his path last year with kind of just like playing both sides when it came to whoever he was like allianced with, and really pulling the trigger when he needed to. Something I'd expect to see out of JJ, soon. It feels like he's already on edge. You saw his reaction after the challenge. I have initial reactions. The way that I wrote notes as we went on. I was sitting there. The boring night at the hockey rink it's the adult league, so it's really like 7 dudes sit at the bar, watch a team play, go play, and the other 7 rotate and fill in. No fights? No. I mean, a bunch of old ass man hockey dads. These are the guys that bring in their kids daily for their practices and sit up there and drink beer, and then on Tuesdays and Sundays they get to go out and have a little fun. So
you think they fight in this league? It sounds like a little bit of a Bailey. You think they take out some?
I mean, I know there's moments because the refs come up too, so the refs will like bitch my ear off too, and be like, these fucking guys. But usually that's on like the high school nights when like
they're leaving the fighting up to Biz. That's what it is.
Yeah, they are. Honestly, if they take notes from Biz, they might be fighting real soon. So we got to be careful on that because that's just breaking the internet daily. That asshole got confirmed for. Got confirmed for fighting another staff before he even went to that place. Those people suck. But the way I wrote it was chronologically. My first initial impression was as soon as like Jeff was like, these are we have these tribes, and open up, you'll figure it out. I wish there was a draft. I missed the draft element. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but I think last year they did the draft and it was
a schoolyard pick.
Yeah, to where it was like last year. I think it was Dave and Big Cat picked their teams.
Yeah,
I think
it was Che in
there you go.
Big Cat.
I think I like it like this because production can kind of pick and choose, make it kind of even, and kind of set it up for something. You know what I'm saying, for the best content.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But then also, I mean, if we look through the teams that they decided, Reed, like Reed was bringing up earlier. So you got Team Brick. It's Jersey Jerry, Kelly Keegs, Roan, Biz Nasty, Taylor Luan, Gilly the Kid, Mooby, and Kirk Minahan. Right? Sounds like honestly a solid team through and through. When you're going like through like savageness,
they're all solid. It's so crazy. It's all all stars, dude.
Team Brick was, I think, like I'll announce the other two before I give it. All right. So Team Pizza. You got Dave, White Sox Dave. So you got Dave and Dave back to back, and then you got Francis, Arian, Caleb, Rhea, Clemmer, Rico, and then Team Moon was Will Compton, Megan Making Money, Robbie Fox, Wit, Wallow, Mincy, Smitty, Big Cat. So my initial impressions, I'll just throw them out there real quick. I thought Team Pizza was maybe in trouble. I didn't love their lineup. It feels like Dave is immediately paired with White Sox. Dave is like maybe that's like the opposite ends of the spectrum type of thing they're doing. It's like a guy who knows everything about the internet, very self-aware, what he's trying to put out, versus the guy that's the least self-aware person in the world is White Sox Dave. But then you have Francis, the Harvard kid, who, as we watched through the episode, proved to be a very big asset the way that he's playing the game. Arian Foster, we got to get to him. Derek, I saw you in the chat, actually. I saw you.
Did you?
Yeah. We'll get into it, but
because all right,
Arian. I honestly thought that coming out of the draft, or not draft, the announcement of the squads, I thought Team Pizza was maybe the weakest, and I'd probably put my money on someone from Team Brick to take it home.
Well, and like Sands, you asked me my favorite if I was a betting man, and as soon as before we even got into the the challenge and them searching and stuff, as soon as we just saw the teams, I think my favorite for each team, for Moon, I would honestly say Bob Fox. I think that he's the nicest. He's, when it comes down to like puzzle challenges and this and stuff, let's face it, he has Will Compton on his team. He's going to do better than Will Compton on the puzzle challenges if they make it. For Pizza, Francis, sneaky athletic, D1 athlete in 2 different sports, people forget, and Harvard educated. And even if he wasn't Harvard educated, just having a college degree on these 24 people would have you educated. And then with Brick, I honestly was going back and forth between Roan and Jersey Jerry, because Roan is just the prankster, the instigator, the sly fox. He's going to give you that little smirk and stuff, and people are just going to instantly forget that. And he's got relationships with everyone. He's one of the most likable guys. That's why, like, when they were like, who's going to co-host a podcast with Patrick Beverly, they picked Roan.
Sure. Yeah. You know who had a good episode that I thought would get swallowed up a little bit with so many heavy hitters? Like you said, Francis. With so many like extroverts, obviously it's a media company, but I was like so many big personalities, and he's more like low key, like snarky, sarcastic. So his comedy you have to like more pay attention and like listen to. I thought he was funny and like he had a great episode. So I'm hyped for Francis. The double fucking. How does no one find it? Is no one upstairs at all?
They didn't look that hard to find, bro. I've been in that office and I stared at that wall that Francis found the first immunity out for a while, because what was the jersey? Oh, they had a Kenny Pickett Pittsburgh jersey up there. Pickett had already been an Eagle, but I was like, oh look, Kenny Pickett, Steelers draft pick, whatever. That's really cool. And I just checked out that wall forever. They're fucking crazy for missing that for so long. Like, it took Francis a while to find that one. That's on the first floor. That is upstairs. That's upstairs around the corner. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, still. And then the second one just on a door handle, like just
on the door handle.
That almost made me think that they waited and put him like throughout the day.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. After he found
they were both kind of just out there.
Yeah,
and it seemed like people were looking.
Well,
Yeah,
like when Dave
Twan.
was looking under the rug, I thought Dave was gonna find it because of like the whole like cryptic message that Jeff gave, and that cryptic message just to have the 2 keys be out in the open for anybody to find that like Mincy could have stumbled upon.
Yeah,
But
kind of.
not for Francis to find not one but both.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
even see him get the first one, and I was watching the episode. I didn't even see it. I still don't. I gotta rewatch it. Like I wanted to put in the chat, yo, what happened?
He walks right there where like it's one of those like you would see in any podcast room, one of those fences, but it's more so just in the open in a walkway, and they have like jerseys hanging off it, and maybe a couple things that are on it, and then on top of one of those items on the wall was just the feathery little key,
right, or something.
Yeah, I think it looked
It was just a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. Which is why maybe hide it somewhere kind of obvious. People are so like intent and overlooking that you just miss something in front of you. But yeah, I had for the idols speech that Jeff gave initially. I just wrote idols ? What the hell? Because it was so crazy, encrypted, bro. And it was so encrypted and like what the fuck. I think Rico came on right after and was like, this fucking guy, he was already getting fired up about Jeff and his speeches. Yeah, the fortune cookie.
Well, especially when you factor in like Tommy Smokes, like Barstool competition show champion, Survivor, like super fan and stuff, that he's being a part of like the production, and we'll get to his refereeing later, but he's great in terms of like the production and coming up with stuff. And I'm like, between Jeff and Tommy, these idols are going to be like super hard to find, and in a matter of 30 minutes Francis finds both.
Yeah, I think the cryptic message was just like about taking a chance. It was just like whether it's a risk your vote or not. I don't think it was that deep. I think people were trying to make it deeper than it was. It was just basically when you do find them, it's just going to be like, will you risk your vote?
Yep.
Francis did it right.
Do you think he gave that speech though to make him think there are no immunity idols? Like no. I don't think he even brings it up if there's not immunity idols.
Was trying to throw Jeff D-Lo curveballs. Like he was over talking. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, you got to search some crazy places to find idols. It was what he needs to do. Jeff D-Lo budget is to work on those locks and the things so that they don't break on teams, because that holds my guys. That
Bob came out with a sawzall.
Yeah, you got to come through with a buzzsaw, Jeff D-Lo budget. Fix it.
The funniest part about
$1 million, what do you say? $1 million budget, 10-cent locks.
What the hell is going on?
The funniest thing about that whole situation was Gilly rolling around on the floor laughing, saying, like, Wallow's back in a cell. Like, he served 20 years to play and then comes and play this game, and then they had to stop. So he's just sitting there like this.
I forget when we were talking about, what is it in maybe Stooley Wednesday? I was like, it's going to be the first episode. You're going to be able to see who's doing it for content and who's doing it to be. It's just content. I mean, he was just hilarious. Like, like you could just tell he's fucking around and like whatever. But I think a lot of people.
Hey, you talking about Gilly?
Gilly, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing the
helmet. He's rolling around, fucking helmet. Like, it's so hilarious.
He's in a helmet high as hell. Like rolling around.
Oh yeah, there's a tweet that, so we'll have to learn how to do this when we do go live, but maybe I'll just throw it up here. Quigs just tweeted out 2 pictures. It's a screen grab of like Wallow, or not Wallow. Now you got me doing it, Twan.
That's racist, dude.
Of Gilly, fuck off.
Derek, you see it?
Of Gilly saying there's like, every break we get, I'm gonna be smoking. And then the next picture, he's just laying in bed straight up like.
Incredible.
Do you guys know about Gilly? Like, I wonder how many Stoolies. I know that their $1 million worth of game is under the Barstool umbrella. I kind of learned that this year, but I was familiar with them, of course, before Barstool. I wonder how many Stoolies and people that's under Barstool know about Gilly and Wallow if this is their first time ever seeing them on Surviving. If it is, they're in for a good ride.
Oh, they're content kings. They got the things these guys did and the hardships they've gone through, specifically talking about what you've learned about through Wallow through episode 1 of this with, 20 years of prison. And then Gilly, those of us that know about him losing his son and all that shit, like these guys have gone through everything and come out on top of the world and just like still keep going forward like that. And it speaks, volumes to their characters and why they're going to be such a big fit in this show. People that weren't a big fit in the show, just while we're jumping around, only lasted the first episode. You got Caleb Presley gone, episode 1. Rhea did him dirty, seemed like.
Rhea's a savage.
Yeah, Rhea
Is she playing the game or is she dirty?
Rhea
Let's
came
be honest,
straight
we
in
knew
and said
Rhea was a
Caleb's
savage
not
before the
in it.
game. We knew Rhea was a savage before the game, and she said it best. All she does in her free time is watch trashy reality TV.
Oh, I thought you were about to go Team Hank, Team Marty type shit right there.
No, I mean she's got a ring on her finger. Hank's moved on. I'm not trying to open that back up, but like Rhea, she has the thing of like, what similar to what Megan Making Money said of like everyone right now is like doubting the girls. They're just like they'll do what I say. Dave knew exactly that Rhea was going to do what he said, but Rhea, yes, she did what Dave said, but she's also playing her own little game too, like instigating and doing this because it's like I said, or I said that she said, all she does is watch trashy reality TV and all these competitions.
Yeah,
how many of these people actually watch, like Big Brother or The Challenge or all this other stuff like religiously, not just like back when they were, in college doing it to skip class, like Big Cat.
Yeah, knowing how these games work is huge for people. Just watching, even if you've seen a couple of seasons, just knowing how it goes and how to play it. I don't know. I would love to, when it's all said and done, I would love to talk to Big Cat and see. He seems like he did so much research.
Oh my god.
So deep dive. Like I'm thinking he had private sessions with Tommy Smokes. He's you can just tell the way his brain is working. He was so pissed and he didn't get to like just literally bro out with people last season. I can't. I'm assuming he hasn't said anything because he doesn't want to give it away. But I would imagine he did a ton of fucking research. Probably watched so many fucking episodes. Because even the way he's talking about how to set up.
Well, he said it. He said it in his confessional, like his opening confessional. He's like, last year I was gone day one, and my biggest fear is that happening again. I've done nothing but research how to play the game. Last year I came into this thinking, Dave's here, whatever, content. Like I'm not worried about the game. Like I'll make it through just because he's one of the big guys. And he learned his lesson quick. So this year he was like, I'm researching everything. Like I'm in it to win it, which is only going to make it that much better. But is anyone upset at Caleb's strategy? Just announcing, hey, I have alliances with everyone. Don't even think about it. Like that's what it kind of came across as. Like he really didn't care. He went up and started, like Dave said, was in the middle of editing Sunny Conversation when everyone else is talking shop.
No, I'm glad. I think we're at the point where if you're not going to be in it, then like go out. Caleb's the greatest. I love him. He's the best. But it's like if you're not going to play full throttle, then there's really no point. And I think when you do play full throttle, that's the content. No one's looking for like not everyone can be like goofy fucking doing cartwheels and like crawling on the ground like Gilly. Like if you just play the game seriously, it's going to be electric. That's the content people want to see. So if he wasn't going to be in it to win it, then fucking be gone with you, boy.
Yeah. See you later.
I think an underrated part of Caleb losing or like getting eliminated, from Team Pizza is if it comes down to more physical challenges, because obviously they have Arian and Francis, but like every team specifically, you can tell production like did align specifically. Like each team had at least 2 professional athletes. Now Team Pizza only had 1 in Arian, but Caleb was a D1 athlete and Francis was a D1 athlete. So now losing Caleb, you have like after Arian and Francis, the next best athlete on Team Pizza is either White Sox Dave or Rico. And that's not a knock on like White Sox Dave because he's got an incredible arm and Rico is, taking charges in rec league and stuff. But when you go against Brick Team, when they have Biz and Taylor, you go against Moon that has Compton, Whitney, and underrated sneaky athlete Big Cat. Like it just comes down to it that they better hope that it's going to be more of a combination of physical and mental and not a truly just physical thing, kind of like what we saw from Surviving Barstool last year with the throwing dodgeball.
Yeah, but even that's like just like you're standing still. Like the office is big, it's huge, but it's just like it's not big enough for like it to matter that these guys are like professional athletes. Like
I think in the Chicago office it might though.
Like, but like what? Like
they
the
have more
longest,
room.
the longest you can run is like a 3/4 of a basketball court. Like that's.
But even if you're not running, I think that it still comes down to some
like hand-eye
there's gotta be some
coordination,
challenge
puzzles,
where
problem solving. I think I'd rather
challenge that I need.
I just rather smart people over like.
Yeah, I was just throwing a spin and a take out there that they got significantly less athletic. Now, if that athletic person doesn't really give a shit, then so be it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter when you got a guy like Witt who, you know, made like how many goals did he have? So it's fine. Like it all evens itself out. No, I did lose like half your audio there. I gotta buy a new headset. It's been fucking up. I'm trying to look through I feel like Caleb was obviously like the least surprising one, but then the Smitty one they tried to get us with. I kind of felt like they, you know, as soon as the vote was about to happen, I feel like I didn't hear a lot coming from that team. There was something they were going to backdoor us with. I didn't expect it to be Smitty, but all I have on it is I'm going to choose love. I'm going to choose love.
You gotta.
Do you think that him getting eliminated in this fashion factored in to
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
I go, oh my God, this is it. This is the fucking.
This is fucking what it is it's time travel. We saw the future and now we're seeing what happened.
Yep.
Like that we saw the results.
We all hopped in the
what
DeLorean.
just happened.
Guys, he looked like in his soul, he looked sad and defeated. Like even in it just felt like even in this game, I can't even trust these motherfuckers.
And you know what's even sadder about all of that shit is like the timing, future, present, and past, dude. Because Menzies in a fucking blender right now, and the fact that I wanted him to get voted off so badly. I was like, every time it comes, I can't wait for him to get voted off.
Yeah, the chat was literally booing. The chat was booing every time he showed up.
I knew Mincy wasn't going to get eliminated.
Yeah. What's that?
I knew Mincy wasn't going to get eliminated. So I'm not a massive Survivor fan, but in every season of Survivor, there is a term in Survivor called the GOAT that you bring along, and it's Big Cat said it perfectly. It's a break class in case of emergency. Smitty was going around talking, do we want to vote this guy, this or that? You know, he was playing his own game as well, saying, should we vote Compton and stuff to Big Cat and so on and so forth. It's easy. They know that, like, bringing Mincy along, they know if we have to face the tribal council again, we've got our tight little group of Will, Megan, Whitney, and Big Cat, and Bob Fox is going to come along, and Wallow's going to come along. Mincy.
That's what. All right.
Now our team got stronger.
You bring up a point there, though. Wallow was shocked. Wallow voted Mincy because Smitty was the only one that told him too. Yeah, Wallow was like, I haven't really heard much. Like, what do you think? And then I think it was Smitty standing there. Was like, I think we all know who we're voting for. Yeah. You know, it's like we don't have to really talk about it. And that's what he said in his confessional or like right before it. You know, going into the vote, Smitty overplayed the game and it scared Big Cat off of him immediately. And then Smitty took it to heart. It's because like that's what Big Cat said. It's like Smitty is smart. He knows how to play this game. I'd rather keep a guy like Mincy around. Yeah, who's not really a threat.
I think Smitty was the move all along, and they were just making it seem like it's Mincy because it's like everybody figured it was going to be Mincy.
If they go again, he's next.
Mincy?
Wallow? No, Wallow.
Yeah, well,
really? No, they're keeping Mincy around until it's those 4 or 5.
Yeah, if you're not you're out, and he's the only one other than the person who went home who didn't vote correctly. He's not in the alliance. He's done.
Yeah,
they lose again.
Strength in numbers,
strength and honor.
I mean, he's going to play though, because that's how it always goes. But right now, how it's unless Jeff D. Low Budget throws in the curveball of like other people voting off your teammates and stuff. Right now, he is on the out, but with Survivor in the past, he was able to build like bridges through other teams. So if he can make it to that point, then he's got. But right now, like you said, Twan, he didn't know, so it's obvious. It's obvious.
Yep.
So what is your approach for a guy like Wallow then? Like build those bridges with other teams?
Win. You gotta win. You gotta win the challenges.
You gotta win the
challenges until you get like that's what it's got to be until they break it down to a point where the other team's votes matter. Until then, you gotta win every challenge. You gotta go all out because your back's against the wall. All these other guys are doing it unless you can flip somebody on the team. And right now, Big Cat runs Chicago. I got a thought in my mind like, damn, he might have built the Chicago office just to win freaking Barstool Survivor. Big Cat is an animal like that. he's got everybody on his team locked in. I don't know if you could flip anybody on that.
Yeah, it's too solid, and there's just not enough time. I would imagine.
I feel like we watched Will flip a couple times last year. As long as it's in Will's favor.
Big Cat's got.
Well, I think Will's got to have a target. You know, if it's, I mean, obviously this is played out, but I think if Big Cat's smart, he flips Wallow now and tries to get Will out next if they're on the chopping block.
See, but with
we saw Will play all that game. We're like, hey, yeah, but I think Whit would be down with that. Like Whit would be down with like flipping. Yeah,
I think they'd want to go a little further along, build Will's trust a little more. And the same way Jerry did with Dave last year is go along and then find the perfect time. Because if, let's say, Moon loses again tomorrow in tomorrow's episode and Compton's gone, Moon got significantly worse when it comes to challenges. And so then it's just going to be more and more people from that team eliminated. It's going to be a blindside, and you've got to wait to do that move because then you still got Mincy around, you still got Wallow. And then some other people are like, we didn't
even mention what Mincy did in the challenge.
Oh, my gosh.
He just stood back there and clapped the whole time.
No, what are you going to mention?
Yeah. That's Mincy.
Yeah. That was the recap.
Embarrassing.
He tied his shoes.
Well, that's the back end of carrying a guy like that along through all these challenges is that he's going to hose you literally every challenge.
Yeah, but that's whatever. Like Reed was saying, like you want to keep him till you can get rid of him. And also, if you flip Wallow and you get rid of Compton, it's like again you did get worse because he proven he's a good at these challenges, and also you lose someone who they're not going to let him win again. So you lose someone that everyone knows that you can beat.
Want to vote out,
and you got to keep the strength. Keep the strength of the team up. I got
you. Like if it comes to a merger and stuff, if you already have that tight alliance of let's say 5 with Moon, let's count Bob Fox in there, right? Of Big Cat, Wit, Compton, Megan making money, and Bob Fox. If Moon keeps on winning challenges, or they go ahead and eliminate Wallow, they go ahead and eliminate Mincy, and they've got those 5 in a merger, that's 5 votes that can be aligned right there. They start picking off the other people from the other teams, and then boom, you blindside Compton and it's not even a blindside because you said it best. He won last year. Won last year.
I'm a huge Survivor guy. I've seen every episode multiple times. I'm fucking obsessed. You want people who you can trust, or you want people who you can beat.
Yep.
And Will Compton Will Compton right now is both of those things for Big Cat. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to let him go home anytime soon.
That's how Che made it to the final 3 last year. He didn't win any single challenge. He barely had any votes for him. He didn't execute
and I don't mean,
some.
No, Reed, I don't mean beat physically. I mean beat in the end.
No, that's what I'm saying. Che made it to the final 3 because Will and Jerry knew.
But people said that before Tommy won a second time.
Yeah, but look at that cast. They're all
yeah.
This is the elite.
So, anything left on Team Pizza? So we, Dave, White Sox, Dave. Let's just touch on Arian real quick. Arian, his mindset, I think it was towards the end of the episode, but his mindset was just the worst.
He can go home now.
Yeah, Arian coming in with the wrong mind. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to lie. I don't want to teach my kids to lie. I don't want it out there.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're on Surviving Barstool. You gotta lie, bro.
What are you talking about?
Some of the greatest liars in the business. Dave Portnoy lied his way to the top. Just kidding. He probably did some real shit there too. They don't hate us for that, Dave. But it's disgusting. You can't come in with that mindset. You got to give him off the squad. And Rhea stirring up the shit, saying, "Hey, Arian, she's got to do it though. She's playing the game."
I don't even know if Rhea was stirring the shit. Listen, Arian, you might be a great guy, but I don't like you, Arian. And he was trying to talk to Rhea on some slick shit. It was over on, let me take you in the room by yourself. Why's it got to be with Rhea, Arian? Why are you trying to set up a thing with Rhea all of a sudden? Set it up with Big Cat, set it up with Dave, set it up with a playmaker. Or you just going to tell all of a sudden, oh, yeah, I don't like the lie. Or some genuine R&B type shit. I know what type of games you're playing, Arian, and you're not playing the Survivor.
We know these. I hate these type of fucking dudes.
You know what he's doing. You know exactly what he was doing. I can't stand him.
Not even fake or just honorable. We get it. It's part of the fucking game. What do you
know what it is?
No, I don't want to lie. So then what are you doing here?
I mean,
and it's not like.
do you think there's any chance he's playing coy? Because I
No,
think a lot of
I
people
don't think he's playing coy at all, Reed. I think
what do you think
doing...
he's watching late night challenges? He's in fucking the forest of Nicaragua in Skype or Skyrim, wherever fucking games he plays.
He does this stuff. Well, saying stuff, but he does this stuff where he's like this emotional poet,
holier than thou. Oh, like
yes, bro. He does it on the map.
We get it.
I'm not a big nice guy. I'm not a big Arian Foster guy here. I think he's a snake. I think he's a scale. I don't know what it is. This is just my personal thing. This has nothing to do with the right.
It's not even a snake. I wish he was a snake. It's more. It's that like, oh, I'm above the game. Like I'm not gonna like lie. Yeah. It's like
then let's say if not Arian voted off, who on Team Pizza other than Arian do you think is next?
I forget who it is. Read them off again, Reed.
Read off the list again.
So on pizza, you have, and this is excluding Caleb as he was eliminated. Remaining on pizza, you have Prez, White Sox Dave, Francis, who has an idol, and I think Francis is safe. Arian, Rhea, Clemmer, and Bosco. I think if not Arian, I think Clemmer is next.
Really? Wait. What was the? Yeah, because White Sox Dave is like their Mincy, so I guess you just.
Well, Dave and Clemmer have always had a little, like.
And also,
heads.
Clemmer is like he. At some point, it's gonna come out like his cool guy, tough guy of like I can stand up to Dave. It's like, dude,
he's gonna run into him.
Are you asking
you're a grown man.
Next
cool,
off of Pizza?
Well, yeah, if not Arian, who next? And we kind of unanimously.
In the DraftKings pool that you can play along with, I had first out Clemmer. I didn't think he was going to make it past day one, especially.
I had the same thing.
Yeah, especially if after seeing when he got when he got selected to that team, late, and you already knew the whole team besides Rico on it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Clemmer's so fucked. Dave hates Clemmer. So then it felt like, he was just going to force. He's like, we really need this guy. He's slept on camera for 100 hours. I don't know. But I would say, if not Arian, it's probably Clemmer or Dave. Clemmer or Dave. Rico's going to start playing his games even more.
He's gonna. You can't shoot the nuke button too quick. Yeah, that's a nuke. But you gotta ride the wave. Clemens.
It feels like he was already shooting the nuke. I mean, he was telling everybody everything, and then when asked about it by Dave, when Kirk put him on the spot because Kirk heard it from Rico. And Dave is like, oh, we got a leak, and he's like, wait, you're the leak? Like, what the fuck?
Well, let's talk about it too. Pizza should have won the challenge.
They should have won the challenge. They should have won the challenge. But that was just to show Dave real quick.
Caleb would still be here.
I'm not gonna push you out the game, Dave. But like I got Paul here, and this is how it can go. He was just showing. He was showing the extent of it. And Dave, he's been doubting Rico all year. Pick him this too. He's just going to wake up to it.
Yeah, but Derek, I was gonna say there were when they finished filming, they were doing some show. And there was a vibe. They didn't obviously say too much or say anything, but there was a vibe of like Dave liked Rico. Like I forget exactly. I want to look back. I think it was a pick'em where he was something about the old dog and like something like that. Where I was like, oh shit, like Rico, like fucking saves Dave somehow, or he rides with him to the end. He doesn't fuck. I watched for that because I remember at the time I was like, oh shit, like something must have good happened for Rico.
We felt that vibe too in the Rider group chat. I think that was a pick'em from either 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we was all like, "Yo, something good happened."
Yeah, Papa.
Yeah, it was actually the episode I think where we all noticed the blinking too, which was the 3. It was insane. It was a big episode.
Yeah. So if Pizza had won, who from Brick do you think would have been eliminated? Because Brick kind of had an advantage where they got to look at the puzzle pieces and everything. So
that was Roan's team, right? Roan with
so Jerry Keegs, Roan, Biz, Taylor, Gilly, Mooby, or Kirk.
That was a hard team to find a person to eliminate on. I think.
Yeah, I think Jerry and Kirk having the experience of how the voting works and probably being ahead of the game on that. You guys spoke on Roan earlier. I mean, Roan's still 1-1 for me to get on this show. He's my favorite personality. He's the man. Maybe Taylor kind of, because Biz is like the locker room guy, like you really want. Like Taylor maybe, that feels like the outsider there, or like Gilly, who's goofing off and talking all the shit.
I think my personal opinion, I thought it was going to be Gilly I think for Mubi, I think it's the fact that she's young and she's new, that they know that they can get her to like vote the way that
I think
their
every
brain
team
trust
is looking
works.
at their girls like that.
Except Rhea.
Except Rhea. Rhea's the only one playing the game so far. Really, I expect more.
Well,
and
also to be fair, like Big Cat and Compton like have serious respect for Megan making money.
Yeah, but Keegs was even giving off "I'm happy to be here" vibes.
My baby Keegs.
She's gonna come out with those claws soon, and I can't fucking wait.
She's gonna get busy soon. The Queen's gonna get crazy.
I believe you. I believe you. I mean, she's got it in her. She's shown it throughout her career at the pirate ship. So, yeah, I get you. But yeah, let's get on to Team Brick though, and I'd like to just announce the MVP of the episode is Biz Nasty.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Biz Nasty was holding the rod the whole way. He caught every fish. He got out there and was right after they won the challenge. That whole fucking hype video, Biz was in every shot. Like, you know what I mean?
It made me laugh so hard. He was so genuinely excited to receive fucking free candy that was 8 feet away from him at all times. He's like, "Oh wow, boys! Thanks, this is free candy here, boys. Wow, boys."
Dude, he's
like,
I'll let them all know you dropped him off. Thanks a lot, boys.
MVP, Biz is MVP for sure. Co-MVP is Gilly for everything we mentioned, because it also would have been so funny if Brick did lose to see Gilly be like, "Wait, we have to like scheme now, this and that," as he's like high in his helmet and stuff.
But he fucked up though. I wouldn't call him, because I think him being that loud, day one, episode 1, being that loud and obnoxious, that puts a target on your back. Wallow called him out.
Target, but he's an MVP.
Wallow called him out for it in the moon room, and it was like he's like, let him be loud now. Yeah, let him be loud now, because now everyone's coming for your head, because we don't want to see that forever. Every time I lose a challenge, I don't want to see you fucking Gideon on me. I'm done with that. I'll get your ass out of here quick.
I miss
real quack. Sorry, JJ. Yeah, sorry, JJ. I was thinking of Jersey Jerry, Team Brick. Shout out to Team Brick.
Shout out Max.
Biz's funniest line for me was like Biz immediately hated Clemmer. He was trying to make alliances on the way here. He's fucking gutless. He's gutless. So Biz was just he was on his shit, and I think he's gonna be the whole time.
Wait, you know what I just thought?
Huh?
The Jerry with the video device.
Oh yeah, I have it down there.
God,
Jersey Jerry brought a spy cam.
That's my guy. That's why I'm a fucking Jersey Jerry guy. He brings a fucking spy cam.
It's like a baby game.
What are the odds he bought it from the TikTok shop? What are the odds he bought it from the TikTok shop?
I mean, I don't know how often he's on TikTok.
He's on TikTok. That's where he gets all his conspiracy theories and news, is TikTok. He talks about it all the time.
Dude, right on his phone at all times, just surveillance, dude. What a genius. God, I fucking love him.
Yeah, well, especially on the game's going to run through him again.
Roan and stuff. But with Roan and Kirk and stuff, like, you know, Kirk's psycho. Roan is instigator, mastermind, this and that. To have that. That's just genius.
I don't know. You can call him a mastermind, but he's falling for fake clues from Rico.
They're good clues.
They don't rhyme.
Well, they don't rhyme. Exactly. They don't rhyme.
Why didn't they rhyme? They were they were made up well. They look almost
something. Find this at the desk of who edits Sports Advisor. Like, come on. That's a direction, not a clue.
I don't believe you, Derek. I don't believe you. You would have made him rhyme.
Well, you know, I would have freestyled all over that thing. Jay-Z lyrics, man.
Speaking of like fake clue, how did you guys feel about Francis kind of telling the truth, kind of not, of letting them know?
Smart.
Like, but like
he had that to exhaust because he had the idol in his pocket. So it was like, yo, I'm gonna tell people I got it. It probably even worked out even better, the fact that he didn't find anything in the chest. It was like, yo, I went in and I didn't find anything.
Yeah, because you could have just not told them about like not having a vote and like because they said you didn't have to announce it, but he told everyone right after the second.
Build the trust.
Yeah, exactly. Now no one's got their eyes on him for having immunity. Like, oh yeah, he found one, but nothing happened. Like we already saw that play out.
Because a guy like me, I'm thinking in my head like, yo, he's on the shit because he's finding stuff. So now I'm paying attention to Francis.
Yeah,
like
but you
he
wouldn't
might
even
be thinking he's taking him off the smoke.
If you're thinking that, if you're thinking that, he could have easily just not told you at all.
Yeah, because also at the end of the tribal council, they would have found out that there was only 7 votes. So they would be like, someone didn't vote. What the hell happened? they all probably would have started pointing fingers at Francis anyway, because they most of the team knew that he found something. But
I like that
he built the trust and has an idol in his pocket.
If Jeff D'Lo comes at the end like, oh, it was only 7 votes, 2 didn't vote, and everybody's looking around, and now it's more confusion, and then they might be like, yo, oh, it was actually you, and it's like, yeah, it was actually me. I found that, and I might actually have more. Like Derek, I got you thinking. You might not know what I'm doing now, and then you Derek, try to vote me, and I got the idol. Come on.
I don't know if you watch Survivor, but they wouldn't have. They stopped reading the votes when it's already a majority. Yeah, so they possibly would have not known that first round because it was just an overwhelming vote. So as soon as they got the majority, they stopped reading. Usually,
good call.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone really would have picked up on it.
Good call.
I think Francis still played it safe with that.
He did. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad move. It wasn't a bad move. It wasn't a bad move.
I had one that I was looking. Sorry, I had. Oh yeah. How do we feel about Jerry snitching on Rico right away and then going back and falling for the clue?
They're different tribe colors.
Yeah, but he went back. He took the fake clue to Rico after falling for it too, and got mad at him. He's like, "You didn't say this was on this one." So, and
you told me there was only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a little miscommunication thing. I did feel like Jerry was talking a little bit too much, but at the same time, I gotta be realistic. Like, I'm not gonna be an idiot to the fact because Rico was walking around. Hey, did anybody find the clue too? So it would have been like, hey, if somebody would have said, yeah, I found it, then it would have been kind of like, you know,
it would have been blown up.
I think Dave would have found out that Rico was talking anyway. It just so happened it was Jerry that told him. For all we know, it could have been Big Cat. It could have been this and that. Especially like Big Cat going to Dave and being like, "Oh my gosh, like look at Bosco," you know, this and that. Both of them trying to rile him up.
Like when we were reading through the tea leaves, Derek, about that episode. I think and I hope they were so disheveled that week. I think and I hope Dave and Big Cat go pretty far, and I hope Big Cat's on his fucking shit this season.
This is his turn.
I don't know if he's gonna win, but I'm excited to see how fucking far he goes. Also, I think we all know this and we've said it. It fucking visually looks spectacular.
Oh my god,
it's so fucking
shout
sick.
Out
that
all the
challenge was
fantastic.
Fantastic. I know the lock broke, but what are you gonna do? But it was so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the box. I mean, I think you could tell that fucking Tommy had a nice touch because he's a huge Survivor fan. Right. Everything was on their shit. The rooms looked sick. Everything was fucking awesome.
It felt like I was watching VH1. You're right, Twan. It felt like I was watching VH1 or Bravo or any of those shows where they go through the whole process and then at the end they do the vote. It literally felt like
it was
that.
Awesome.
So shout out, like you said, shout out to the production team. Shout out to the team. It feels, and if they charge for the pay-per-view going forward, they haven't yet. They have my money. Like, guys, last year they was like, oh, yeah, boss do this, boss do that, charging people. Guys, you have to respect the grind.
Shout out Reebok sponsorship. Big
time. Tommy John makes awesome stuff. I actually have a pullover. We're working with Tommy John, too. They have awesome gear. Shout out to the guys this year. Awesome. They leveled it up. Shout out to Barstool Survivor. It's awesome so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job with it. And also, I would like to know that you guys mentioned like shit break-in. Obviously, like that's classic Barstool with the locks and stuff. But the locks were the real issue. Team Moon broke their stick because they built it wrong.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think they might. I think
neither team had a problem with that until Team. I mean, you looked at their stick when they had that camera angle right down the line of it when it's curving over and it's just lumpy all throughout. They just had it all built all fucked up. That's their own fault. There's a strategy.
Well, I saw
to it,
someone
and
in
you
the
lost
chat
the game.
say,
That's why they didn't even bring it up when it was breaking. It's like, well, you guys did that.
I saw someone in the chat, not Derek, say, would you rather have the lock not open or the notes for the entire game left out again? So, I mean, to be fair, like,
if I'm on one of those tribes and the fucking something breaks in the challenge, my rational side would be like, oh yeah, this is what's happened. I would make such a gigantic fucking scene. I would start
exactly.
I would start
move to the next challenge.
On the cage.
Yeah,
I would
restart. Go to the
rhinoceros fucking spear right through that. But what are you talking about?
You're not listening to Tommy. You're not listening to Ref Tommy coming over there.
Oh my god!
Two things. Number one, no, I'm not fucking listening to Tommy. And number two, if I'm Tommy, Why make them fucking listen to you, pussy? I love Tommy. That's my guy. But have some, you spineless jellyfish. Have some fucking vigor, Papa. Come on, sack the
They doing business. Yeah, dude. They're fucking looking at the fucking puzzle, Tommy. Tommy's over there looking at the people in the cage. They can't do shit. They have a broken stick.
Whistle.
Blow the whistle.
I'd be in their face blowing the fucking whistle.
Well, and Jeff was like, all right, we're gonna count down, and then like he gets to like 9 or 8, and he's like, all right.
Gives up. Yeah. Perfect ref, actually, Tommy. Like a ref that's not
especially with these animals who just like if you whisper or have a flicker of fucking hesitation in your voice, they're gonna eat you alive. I'm blowing air horns and whistles in their face until they submit to my fucking will. You can't give them an inch because they're gonna take a fucking mile.
It's not just that like those guys will eat anyone that does that alive. It's the fact that it's Tommy Smokes of all people that
he has no physical prowess.
He's always the one getting shit on, by Dave or Big Cat or just anyone. It just makes it so funny with his little GoPro attached to his.
No physical prowess, no mental fortitude.
No. Yeah, imagine Kirk Minahan getting pissed off at Tommy Smokes. Like, I don't think Tommy's gonna stand up to that battle. The only other note I really had on it was Mincy called Smitty getting voted off. He literally said it like word for word, bar for bar. Was he was like Smitty's thinking everyone's gonna vote me off, but I think he's about to get bombed. Like,
how does this dude keep getting away with it?
Yeah.
How
crazy. Crazy. Also, if we're reading tea leaves, I was like, is Mincy just not giving a fuck because maybe he won this thing somehow?
No chance.
No chance.
If he was in the final 3, we would have heard about it. If he was in the final 3, we would have heard about it.
Oh yeah, it would have been spoiled already.
Somehow, some way.
And I know I've been messing up recently, and I should know better being a finalist and Survivor. Imagine he said some shit like that.
Yeah, I lost that $25,000 free bet, but at least I have a 33% chance of winning $250,000.
Yeah, because they probably won't have the winner announced for the sake of spoiling, even though
I don't think they voted. Isn't that how?
That's how they did it last year. Last year it got spoiled because Mincy announced the top 3 before the episode was out on Wake Up Mincy. Shout out Wake Up Mincy, a program
when he wore the dunce
I'm
cap.
a friend of for twice. Yes, that is when he had all day in the dunce cap. Team Brick, Jerry, Keegs, Roan, Biz, Taylor, Gilly, Mooby, Kirk. Give me a favorite. Give me a next one out from each team. So that we'll start with Brick.
Mooby's out because she's new and doesn't have like that many.
Yeah,
I would imagine. And
who's your favorite from that one? There's still a lot of people left. I'll let you do a top 2 from each team if you want to be a coward.
I can't even remember. Someone else go because I'm gonna look at the teams.
All right, I'll go. First out or next out for Brick, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Gilly. I think just talking too much, and like I said, I think Mooby, it's strength in numbers that can get her to vote. Top 2, I gotta go Kirk and Jerry. I think Biz and Taylor are just at some point going to talk too much and get voted. So I'm going Jerry and Kirk. Pizza next eliminated is Arian. Top 2 on that, Francis, and Rhea I have in the top 2. Moon next eliminated, Wallow. Top 2, Bob Fox and Big Cat.
Okay. Derek, you got anything?
Bratislava, Rico's gonna win it all. And next eliminated, who's a Skell?
Yeah, there's no Jack McCarthy.
Who's coming at Rico?
I think Arian's out. Arian's out like the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, Arian's out. Clemmer has a chance.
Clemmer's out. Okay, next. All right, I'll give you this. Next 3 out: Clemmer, Arian, and I think a big dog. I'm gonna throw Kirk in there. I think Kirk might be out early.
So I think, because you bring up Kirk there. When I look at Team Brick, like we discussed in the beginning, Jerry Keegs, Roan, Biz, Twan, Gilly, Mooby, and Kirk. Like, that's a tough team to eliminate anyone from.
It's tough to get anybody out. And it's like, if you're gonna take Kirk out, you got to do it when he got like numbers like this, I think, before he can corner people and get in their ear individually, like
start bullying motherfuckers.
You got to get him now. He's
convincing. Some would say
he's
early on.
Well, that's why I had Kirk in my top 2, because my thought process was Keegs and Mubi. They'll get on to vote the way they want to. Jerry, Roan, and Kirk are like the masterminds, mafia bosses, and send Biz and Taylor out as like the muscle, and then say, "Oh, I don't care if I lose the muscle because I'm still the master of the operation."
All right, I'll run through mine real quick. All right, top 2 out of who's coming out of Team Brick? Give me Roan and Mubi. I think people are sleeping on Mubi. Mubi showed up in the beer games.
Yeah,
that's true.
She's a competitive person. We just didn't get to see a lot from her. I almost wanted to say Keegs, but I feel like people are going to get some nastiness out of Keegs, like you guys are saying, and that might end up being her downfall. First off that team, I think Taylor Lewan. There's a reason he shaved his mustache. Everything's going down for Taylor, I think. Team Pizza coming out of that group. I mean, you have to go with Francis because of the immunity idol. Obviously, Arian, I think, is next off. Arian or Clemmer's next off. And then I'm going to take Rico. I think Rico's going to end up somehow convincing people to go against Dave early. And Dave might be one of the big guys off. Team Moon, give me – everyone's talking – we love our Big Cat's on his shit. Wit's a competitor. Robbie knows the game. Give me Big Cat and Megan making money. And next off on that team, it's unfortunately – that you could watch a big guy fall on that one too, but I think it's either Wallow or Mincy.
I think by the end of the week they're going to go down to 2 tribes. So I just think in a good spot. I think Francis, Megan, Big Cat, and Rhea. I think are good spots. I think they're insulated, so I like them. Their stock is rising, in my opinion. But yeah, I think at the end of the week we go down to 2 tribes. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, this is an awesome episode 1. They spoiled us with an hour and a half, and it gave us, 50 minutes of conversation already. It's an awesome show. If you're not watching, you should be.
Are we going live tomorrow? Well, tonight when we post this?
Yeah, let's plan for that. I could probably get out early again to where it's, close to right after the episode. So
I'll be free.
Yeah.
Well, and also before we leave, I got a surprise for the 3 of you guys.
Okay, what is it?
Oh,
well,
good.
I'm recording on my phone. I've got my computer pulled up right here. I've got a wheel with Brick, Pizza, and Moon. There's 3 of you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna spin a wheel for each one of you, and you're gonna get assigned a team. The winner for the whole game comes from that tribe, and it's the team you're assigned to, I'll give $100.
Oh,
Reed.
You don't have to do that, but
no.
Yeah, let's go, Team Pizza me.
And then I'm also doing the average. So whoever has the highest average will get $50. So someone could get $150, and whoever comes in last place on the average just has to buy me a drink.
Actually, you know what?
If I lose, I'll match.
I was going to say you're a poor college kid, but due to unfortunate circumstances and the windfall for those circumstances, I'll say fuck it. I'll take it.
Might be the best thing to ever happen to me. So first up, we will do the Sands man himself. I will spin the wheel. And Sands, your tribe, you are the Moon tribe.
Okay.
Okay.
I can live with that.
Okay.
So
I got some winners coming out of there.
You got some winners, but remember, winner overall gets 100, highest average gets 50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm already behind the curve.
Twan, you'll be next. And hide the moon slice and spin.
Reed is so fucking rich.
He's paid.
And Twan, you are Brick, which means Derek is a rider. This is perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
This is perfect. Twan with JJ and Derek with Rico.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's
go. Never forget that BC is the one that gave me the Sandos name. All right. There's a reason that I'm on Team Moon too.
Okay, look at this. Destiny.
This kind of lined up perfect.
Destiny.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's good enough for episode 1 recap. We'll try to cut it down a little bit, but
and Reed, Sorry, if Mincy wins, we all give Reed 10,000 each.
I'll double.
Reed has to have a little chance.
Yeah, I'll double.
Yeah, if Mincy wins, I get his free bet.
Yeah,
there you go.
How about that?
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. We'll just wrap it there. Thank you if you tuned in. We hope to just do these live going forward. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, we're already out with the next episode because we'll be live on your screen. All right. Yeah, that's it, boys.
Roger. Love you.
Should I say anything else?
Viva.
No. We better be all be fucking. I hope we can all make it. If we're all live and watching it live, we can just go right.
I'm in there.
The best. People are there ready.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not all of us, whoever's available, and we can run it.
Is Derek allowed though, or no?
You gotta let me in there.
He's got to ask again. He's got to ask every time.
I'll be in the chat.
Every time he's gonna ask.
I'll be in the chat. All right. That's it. Perfect ending.